Okay, here I am again. The music was for to wake you up. I think it's the worst time to make a presentation because everybody is digesting. And so I will first make a small game. Can you all stand up, please, and shake yourself? Come on, move. Okay, I see some are sleeping there. Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot. Okay, so now I know I have your attention. I will use my cheating mobile because I'm living on battery today, so I need some help. Uh, Here the topic. Some month ago, I tried to find a digital agency to make some marketing for Hive because I believe we lack of marketing. And my goal was to target application developers because I would like to move away from promotion of blog and earn. We made some campaigns to promote that topic and to try to grow the community, but it clearly demonstrated that this doesn't work. Aiming at a campaign, aiming at tokenomics of Hive and HVD wouldn't work too because there is a plethora of available token proposal out there. So I spent a lot of time to talk with the agency and to explain them everything. And when I say everything, that was everything about Hive. So it took a lot of time. But I'll also explain how we fund projects using the DHF. And of course, the inherent risk coming with such funding. Together, we agreed to comply and start this project, and they were excited as hell when I told them what Hive is. So excited that they started to work directly, and they've decided to put their skin in the game, meaning they started to work for free. And when I told them about HiveFest, they said, we will go to HiveFest and we will explain what we want to do to the community. Because I told them that's not me that will decide if they will be funded or not. That will be you, the community. So they went yesterday, there were 5. They wanted to check the atmosphere. And they are here today, there are 4 of them here in the audience. And Manon will now present the result of the first work we did, the result of a lot of months of thinking, brainstorming, and the stage is yours.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me well? Yes? Okay, good. We will start. So thank you, Arkanj, for the introduction. So as he said, we work on a marketing plan, communication plan, and today that's why I'm here. I wanted to present it to you in a nice way, not just a proposal on the internet so we can see each other in real life. So that was, with Arkanj, so we talked a lot and we decided to have some goals in the marketing campaigns, of course, because you always work with goals. And so the briefing from Arkanj was to develop more apps, more projects on Hive and deploy them there. And so the end goal is really to increase the brand awareness and reputation of Hive. So I know it seems a bit marketing words, but in fact it's just to get Hive famous. And so in order to have more dApps deployed on Hive, we need, of course, developers. So that's why we created a communication plan and a marketing plan targeted to developers. So how can we make this happen? So we started our research with different looking into different profiles. So we have 2 different profiles with two different state of minds. So the first one is the Hive current developer. So he loves the ecosystem and he knows it well. And the second one is common developer. So by that I mean developer that are not yet involved in Web3. And so they have very different state of mind, and we want them to take a different action. So the first one, we want him to stay on Hive, and continue developing project there. And the second one, we want her to join the community. So we really need something to incentivize a developer to join the community. So if we look a bit closer at the Hive current developer, so for him, he knows the ecosystem and if it grows in project activity and initiatives. And by initiatives, we mean projects that are aimed to upgrade the blockchain itself. Well, he will find value in that and he will continue deploying project there. But for the common dev, so the new dev, it's another story, because if she or he, but here it's a she, if she came across Hive on the internet, or if she wants to look it up, she will first check hive.io. But then she will realizes that there are more to it, there are more platform and concept, but quickly she will be overwhelmed with too many information, too many concepts, and eventually she will quit looking at Hive Up and go to another community where the onboarding can seem easier. So by looking at those two profiles, we drew some conclusion. So even though the system is based on decentralization, it doesn't mean that information has to be all over the places. Also, this complexity of accessibility to information is a real blocker for the onboarding of new developers. And even though if they are interested to join a project or be part of a team, it's really hard for them to understand where the project sources are and where they should propose a project. So it does reduce user activity on Hive. So onboarding a new developer, staying competitive, and seeing the increase of more projects on Hive is really complex with the current ecosystem. So the ecosystem needs more structure, more accessibility, and more user friendliness. But there are a lot of things that exist already on Hive. As I said, there are a lot of platform and information available, but it just needs to be rearranged so we can advertise and market Hive more on the market. So remember all the platforms that we've seen before. So the idea would be to aggregate them into one platform that we called Hive. So Hive is a platform that stimulates the creation of projects that connect people together and that gather all the information needed to get started on Hive. And so in short, it's a facilitator for project development. And so both current Hive developer and new developer can find value in that platform. So the platform is divided in three sections. So first of all, you have the hunt. So the hunt is designed to facilitate and discover new projects and in a fun and interactive way. The feed is where the status of the blockchain can be checked and project can be listed and created. And the library is where you can, developers can find all resources, documentation, and ideally tutorials to get started on Hive. Sorry. You want me to go back? There you go.
Presentations will be recorded. And
yeah.
Next week.
So if we look at the Hunt, so the Hunt is a matching tool system. So it's based on the mechanic of dating apps. So I don't know if you're familiar with Tinder or Fruits, but it's kind of the same things here and same mechanics. So on this tool, you can swipe through the project, and in one overview, you have so the type of the project. So either it is a Hive ecosystem initiative, so that is the initiative for the blockchain itself, and then you have the name and the description of the project. And then you have some tags that give more information. So the sector activity, so it can be social, medical, financial, insurance. So you just tag the type of project, the sector of the project. And then you have the status of the project. So is it just an idea or a prototype, or is it being developed? And then you have other tags with the financial status. Is it fully funded yet? With the staffing status, so there you can, when you click on it, you can see if the project team need more web designers or developers or, I don't know, marketeer for this project. And then for Hive Initiative, you have the voting status as well. Also, we put the duration of the project so that people, if they want to join, they know in which time frame they will have to work. And then the goal, really, because I said that it was interactive and fun and gamified. So the goal is that you can take some action if you want. So the I want in button, you click on it, and it means that you really love the project and you want to be part of the team. Then the more info, please. I like the project, but I would need to know more if I want to give my support. Then you have the I have doubts. It means that you like the idea, but you think that there is opportunity to upgrade the project. So there, when you click on it, you can really chat with the project holder. So to let him know what you think and how you can upgrade it. And then the awesome is I love the project, love the idea, but I don't want to be part of the team, but you have all my support. So this tool will work with an algorithm. So it means that user contributor, they can fill in information on their profile. So they can put, for example, the skills they have, if they are advanced or newbies, the experience they have, the rates and their availability, so full-time or not. And when they will go on the tool, so on the Hunt platform, the project that they will see first will be the one that match the most with their profiles. So really like dating apps. So the idea, of course, is that people meet, it connects people, and that people find the deal together, and they shake their hands or high five their hands. That's why the project is called High Five. So for the feed, so it's a, I will be closer than this. So it's where you can see dashboard about the blockchain itself, its status, and dashboard about the project. So you have all listed. So here, the goal will be to gather all this information and to make it in a clean interface. So when we look at PICD for example, new commerce, it's really complicated to know where to find the information and how to interact with it. So the goal here would be to have it in a clean interface, such as this one. Here, the goal behind that is really to show the activity of the blockchain, that there is really something going on there, that things are moving, projects are being developed, and that it will give developers the confidence that Hive is the right ecosystem to deploy on. And then the library would be all the questions that people are asking themselves when they go to Hive. Everything will be gathered there. So this is really in order to ease the onboarding of new developers, but also I think that it will be helpful for a lot of current developers as well to find all the info there, and it will be up to date, of course. So media spreading. I'm just gonna have a sip of water. Sorry. Yes. So for the media spreading, so we have a nice interface, user-friendly, accessible, and easy to use. But we can have the most sexy platform. If we don't communicate about it, it will never work. So the goal would be to have some paid campaigning about this platform. So it will be Twitter, LinkedIn, dev.to, and other media placement, such as Web3 careers or others. And then this must be really supported by a content strategy. So if you go, for example, on Medium or Learn Web3 or other dev.to as well, you can see that there are a lot of articles about how to deploy on Ethereum and so on, but there is nothing about Hive. So, and this for Ethereum, for example, it gives them a lot of credibility because they talk about their expertise, their blockchain, how-tos, and it really is accessible for everybody. So this is something that you really have to develop because it will give you a lot of awareness and credibility. So the design usage. So on the first slide, we had an animation about the logo that we didn't really have the time to see. But we think that for campaigning this kind of things, we really need to make Hive identity bold and noticeable. And so we have drafted some examples. So we don't want to change it all, but it's just that we need to make it really noticeable on the internet because, you know, it's a place where you can see a lot of things in really not a lot of seconds. So at the end, what do we want to achieve? So we want Hive to grow in awareness, of course, and reputation, but and we want it to grow in project as well, and being like in the top 5 in 2023, for example. I'm sorry? And the idea behind that is, of course, to get value to Hive and to really add value to your community. So how can we help you to achieve that? So as Arkanj said, we are a digital communication agency. So what we do in our time is that we strategize and we conceptualize campaigns. We also make the design, so we have experts in-house that can design UX and UI. We create the paid campaign assets, of course, and create editorial content calendar, so we can help you with the content strategy to define on which subjects we have to write. And then we advertising paid campaigning, and we publish the content. But of course, we cannot achieve this goal without you. So we need you to help us. So you can take care, of course, of the development. So if there are developers here that are interested to join the project, it will be great to work together and collaborate. Then, of course, write the content, because even though the past few months we learned a lot about blockchain and everything, Web3, we're not experts, so we will need, of course, the expertise of all of you to help us write content. And then, of course, spread the word inside the community. So if you want to create value for Hive with us, we need contributors to make the change, and of course your feedback. You can find the proposal right on the QR code if you want. So there it is. Thank you for listening.
Yes. Who's catching the box? Who's got the catch box? Is there a catch box in the house? Yes, if yes. Aim. And pass. Oh, in the balls.
Thank you. That was a really lovely presentation.
Thank you.
And thank you, Archange. It's really difficult to resist Archange's charms. And to get the marketing agency to come to HiveFest straight away like that is impressive. I'm not sure if you're aware, but I just want to make a quick comment about Hive 5. There's a prolific Steamian, it's a prolific Hivian called Nathan Mars, who's kind of single-handedly responsible for making the hashtag Hive5 trend on Twitter. He's amazing. He's probably like the face of your marketing campaign as well. So he's a really cool Hivian. The other thing I wanted to mention was we're working on a project called the Speak Network, and one of our strategies as we go forwards will be to approach applications to effectively ask them to continue doing almost exactly what they're currently doing, but running it with the infrastructure on the Speak Network so they can get rewarded. And by default, if those apps implement that technology, Hive has the potential to acquire those users by default, effectively. Mm-hmm. And I noticed in your presentation you hadn't gone down that angle. Is that something you'd thought about going down as well, maybe adding to this? So there's a section of the app that's for existing applications that can come into the Hive ecosystem and integrate Hive accounts into their existing applications, for example.
That's an interesting question. Thank you for it. So we didn't really consider it yet, but it's certainly a point that we should look into. And if you have a project that is going on this, then we can talk further on how to integrate it as well.
I'd really like to chat with you after, yeah, and Archange. Thank you.
Hi, I noticed you had the stats from DAP Radar up there, which show the number of users. And I think one of the major issues we all know is that DAP Radar doesn't look at Hive Engine data. So anyone looking on there will think, well, they haven't got many dApps with many users. I mean, we have over 6,000 players playing every day, and it shows about 10 on there. Have you got any plans to try and talk to them? I know people have tried to convince them already to allow us to supply the real data. But obviously, that's one of the things that people look at to decide which chain is growing, etc.
Yeah, well, we talked about this because we were not sure about putting this image there because we knew that it was not correct. But then we discussed with Archange and to know why it's not accurate yet. But this is something we have to look further into because, as he said, we don't really know who is doing the link for now. So that's something we have to, of course, look into. But we had no answer about why the figures were not correct for now. So I don't know if you have an idea.
Well, no, I believe people have tried to contact them and they're not interested in changing it. I don't know if there's anyone here that actually tried to do that.
That's a pity for them.
I'm sorry, I will conclude because we are overflowing the time, so sorry for the question. If you have any question, feel free. We are there. There are 4 of them, and I'm still here. So just come and ask question. Just to make it short, our goal is clearly to duplicate the case of Splinterlands. You mentioned it, because that's how we believe that our whole ecosystem will grow. And a lot of players on Splinterlands don't even know they are using the Hive blockchain. That's where we want to go, because before Lord Butterfly was talking about how difficult it is to onboard people. Mm-hmm. And we want to work on this and attract developers, project, to make our ecosystem grow. Yes. That's a goal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the last question was thank you that you're coming here to HiveFest. You know, it's really important that we have also more women. But the only thing what I wanted to tell you, know, is really I'm part of the media economy. You know, I know about marketing and agency and so on. And I see there's a specific nice campaign for developers, especially for women. Maybe that we have more women in the community. That's awesome. Yeah, but what I like about Hive is also what I saw also in the research and communication science, you know, is that this is a platform where there's a decentralized communication strategy. So there's so many communication strategy of so many users, you know,
I know.
and at the end we see what the other users like and what they don't like, you know, and I hope you have success with your things.
Thank you very much.